Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So if you are new here, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber or viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate all the support. So today I decided that I'm going to do a little sit down chit chat because I haven't been doing that. I've been doing a lot of voiceovers lately, and I decided to switch it up and get more personal with you guys and see how that goes. So since I am currently on my period and I feel like crap, I feel like I'm the world's most ugliest person at the moment, and my breasts are just so heavy. I'm always tired. I get annoyed, I get pissed off, I'm just irritated so much easily lately. So let's address the whole big bloody river situation and flow, sus P, whatever you guys call it. Comment down in the comment section, let me know what you guys call your menstrual system. With me, it's unflow, because child, she be coming and visiting uninvited, unwanted. I lie, she is very much wanted, but it sometimes gets so annoying because you'd be expecting your period, you'd be wanting your period, but at the same time, when it does come, the hassle that she comes with, because she comes with uninvited guests like headaches, she comes with cousin period pain, she comes with small brother dehydration, she comes with mamncane, we'll call umamncane, the cravings, guys. There's a lot, and we're going to be unpacking all of that on today's video, guys. With me, I used to have, when I first started my period, I used to have a really heavy period, and it used to last me about the whole week, and I used to get so annoyed. I used to hate that a lot. My spoolie, guys, my spoolie broke. Wow. Okay, I guess we're gonna blame it on the period, because wow, guys. I'm laughing, but it's not funny. I guess I'm gonna use it just like this. So where was I? Oh yes, so with me, with my period, I used to have a really heavy period, and it used to last me about a whole week, and I get the worst period pains ever. So I do take medications for my period pains, basically to just suppress them during this whole week of havoc. And as you can see, guys, my face, I've got marks and pimples, and I'm not sure how to get rid of them. But if you guys have any suggestions, please just drop them down on the comment section. Tell me what you guys use to get rid of your dark marks and pimples. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. So guys, something just popped into my head right now, and I want us to discuss it. Homeless people. How do homeless people, homeless females, deal with having their period, guys? Have you ever thought about that? And if you have, me, it just came into my head right now, and I in a way kind of feel sorry for them, because I know when I'm on my period, I want to bath like 2-3 times a day. I feel myself, sometimes I could be just sitting and I can just smell that disgusting blood smell, and I know what I am. So if you're homeless, how does that work? I could never, guys, I could never. And it's the small things that we take for granted, like you have a roof over your head and you are able to get sanitary pads, whatever you use. Personally, I love using tampons, and the reason for me using tampons is because I'm a thick girl with thick thighs, and they tend to rub against one another when I do walk, or it gets a bit too warm down there for me. So in using tampons is a lot better for me than using pads, because I tend to get irritated very easily as well down there. And guys, I hate ukchabuga, and it happens a lot if you are thick. And if you are not thick and awuchabuki, whether you're thick or not, if you are guys, you are blessed. So getting back to the homeless people, how do you guys think they deal with periods? I'm actually thinking now that I should maybe try finding documentaries or Google videos of homeless people, maybe them being interviewed regarding being on their period and not having access to sanitary pads, not having access to cleansing themselves. I mean, even going to the toilets, simple peeing on your period, it's a lot, because you feel like you need to do a lot more wiping. You feel like you are just dirty the whole day. With me when I'm on my period, basically the whole week, the whole 5 days, guys, of me bleeding my ass out, or should I say me bleeding my vagina, me bleeding my whole menstrual process, guys, for me gets very tiring, because I think I tend to overdo it a bit, because I'm always checking if I'm not messed. I'm always checking if I'm not smelling funny. And if I'm on my period and I'm in a crowd and I feel like somebody's looking at me for too long, I just automatically assume it's either messed, or they can smell that I'm on my period, or they could just be doing something as simple as cleaning their teeth. But I get paranoid, and I think, oh shit, I'm not allowed to swear here, I'm not sure. Maybe this person is getting a funny odor from me, and I can't deal with. I don't like being around people when I'm on my period. That's just me personally. And I feel as well, it's another reason why I love using tampons instead of pads, because I feel like the odor is more contained in a tampon rather than it is in a pad. Sometimes, guys, I remember back in high school what I used to do as well, because I used to be so scared of messing myself, because we wore white uniforms back at school. And I used to be so scared to mess my uniform, so much so that I would literally wear a tampon and a pad at once. That way, should my tampon leak, at least it's leaking onto a pad. And I never used to trust panty liners when I was on my period. On normal basis, I wear panty liners, but when I'm on my period, I never used to trust panty liners. That's how much I feared messing myself back in high school, that I would actually go the extra mile in wearing both a tampon and a pad. Then I slowly outgrew that, because I realized that I could just time myself. So every 3 to 4 hours, I'd make sure that I would go change my tampon, or maybe even earlier depending on my schedule for that day. But yeah, that's how I used to do it. So guys, can you imagine how a homeless person will be dealing with such things? Because sometimes I know that most of us think that homeless people, we shouldn't really care about them. They put themselves in that situation, and they should basically go home, and we shouldn't stress ourselves about them. Why are they even on the streets? But sometimes you don't know the full story, because there is always a story behind a person ending up being homeless or on the streets. and actually walked a mile in that person's shoe. I don't think it's fair for us to judge them as much as we normally do, because you just see them and you be like, oh, well, why don't they just go home? But we don't know the full reason why they left home, and that's the sad part about it. We never question it. We are just always too quick to judge, and end of story. So do you think maybe they, oh god, so they what if they don't have money to actually buy sanitary pads? Oh Lord Jesus.
If you got cramps, good luck. I don't know. Maybe get a water bottle and some hot water from Starbucks or something, you know. You can do that. Maybe steal some Motrin.
It's a little stressful. You know, it pops up. You're running around trying to get what you need.
There's different levels of homelessness. There's women in shelters. There's women in subways. There's women, you know, sleeping in parks.
I used to be in a shelter, but I haven't been in one in a while because I don't drink and I don't do drugs anymore. And that's where most of the kind of crowd is, in a shelter.
I feel safer out on the streets than I would in the shelter. Won't do it, I can't do it. I choose to be out here on the streets.
Do you maybe know of somebody who's lived on the streets? Or maybe it could be you and you're sitting at home and watching, and maybe you know how tough it was being on the streets and being a female and having to deal with your menstrual system. Guys, please comment below and let me know and share your thoughts on that, because I'd really love to know. And I am going to actually Google and put some clips onto this video, because I feel like we need to be educated, guys, and stop judging other people without knowing stuff, and stop taking everything for granted. Like this whole situation right now, you just never know what tomorrow holds for you. And I honestly don't know what I would personally do if I was ever placed in such a compromising situation where I would have to be homeless or be at a place. It has happened that I've been at a place where I was caught off guard with my period, and I didn't have a tampon or a pad or a panty liner in my bag, and I panicked. And within that panic mode, what happened is I went to the bathroom and I got tissue paper and I rolled it up, because it was a temporary option that I had, and it was the only resort for me at the time, so that I didn't mess my clothes, was to just use a tissue paper as a temporary pad. Let's be honest, guys, our South African public toilets, free public toilets, aren't as clean as we would like them to be, and some of them hardly even have toilet paper. It's either you go into these toilets where you have to pay like 2 rands to actually access them, and then at least you'll find that, and then that way you'll find they are a bit cleaner than the normal free ones. So guys, you find me stuttering as I'm speaking, because I'm trying to think, how would I deal with such a situation, because I get the most severe period pains, and being homeless, how would I deal with that? Who would I cry to? Or not literally cry, but what would I use to numb those pains? Because maybe that's how people even end up using these stupid drugs like glue. You find umuntu pain or high on the streets, because it's just the morning. And can you imagine sleeping with not bathing in your period, because they don't even shave labantu, guys. What are they going to be using to shave their pubic areas? Because they don't have those funds to be buying stuff that are going to help them. And mind you can imagine, it's a bush down there. Not only is it a bush, but now your period is here and you haven't had a proper bath for days. And I mean, try going a day without bathing and being on your period, guys. Iphunga eliqhamuka lapho. Now imagine being homeless, having a bath for days. Then your period comes. Once your period comes, you got that old blood smell, because it smells like rotten blood at some point, guys. I ain't getting yo. Shit. People go through the most out there, singers, guys. And it's stuff we don't even think about, because it just came into my head like right now. Go rough, go hard, go tense out there for some people, guys.
I tend to flock to places like this, which is like public parks, where they have public bathrooms. I come here to Thompson Square Park, and I do my cleanup in the sink. And I get a big cup, like the big McDonald cup, and I fill it up with water. I'll actually I'll straddle it this way. You're able to pour water and use the soap and basically wash over the toilet and get a really good cleansing at the same time. That's the best way to actually get your feminine hygiene accomplished. There's little tricks that I've picked up along the way.
If it's only a few minutes, like a couple of minutes, I've always just used like paper towels or toilet paper or something like that.
It was like a napkin from a restaurant, those like big white napkins.
I've used toilet paper and plastic bags. I've used towels.
Cotton balls work, makeup pads.
I've used socks.
I had to ball up the sock and put it there.
I had an old tank top that was bleached and I stripped it.
I had to go and rinse it out, squeeze it out, dry it, put it back. Went like 4 times that day.
Sometimes if we didn't get things right away, we would just sit still, just sit still until we came up with something.
And I've learned how to make my own tampons out of pads. So you take the pad. I try to use tampons as much as I can, but tampons are expensive.
And of course, ladies, you want to wash your hands first.
People tend to, when they do give care packages, it's usually pads. And then you tie them like this. But usually they're a little longer, and then you can tie a knot here, and then you can still have like the string. Basically, that's it.
It produces infections, especially in some cases when women are wearing tampons for longer than they should, toxic shock syndrome. It is a health issue.
I just thought about this as well, guys. Can you imagine a blind person, how a blind person deals with, I'm a period okay. Yo, guys, the things we take for granted. Hebo. Imagine umuntu ongaboni walking around the streets thinking about they're doing the most, auntie. They're covered in blood because maybe they just started their period on the road and they have nobody to tell them, because basically they can't see what's happening. Oh ma, don't I see I'm laughing, but it's not funny. I'm not laughing at what I'm saying. I'm laughing at the thoughts of how, Sam, I don't even know how to explain why I was laughing, but guys, how do you blind people would deal with changing the what do you think, guys? Should I find a video of, is that something you guys would be interested in seeing, how homeless people deal with periods? Because I am you'd swear ukuthi I'm planning on becoming homeless or blind, of which I'm not anytime soon. But I just want to know, guys, I'm curious. Ukuthi benza njani? By the way, guys, I made this wig myself about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years back. It was the first hairpiece that I actually got that I owned myself, and it wasn't a wig, it came in bundles. And people around me all had like wigs and they were rocking their wigs, so I decided to always like, guys, the things we do to fit in with, guys. How do you even think ukuthi umuntu who's blind first discovers ukuthi they even have started their period? Let's say, having to explain to umuntu who cannot see what's happening around them, ukuthi right now, this is what's happening to your body, and these are the steps basically that you are going to have to start following in order for you to remain clean. Having to, it's a lot, guys, it's a lot. And right now I'm just feeling so grateful and I'm humbled with everything, because I'm sitting here and I'm legit thinking how much I personally take everything for granted, and I think I've got problems, but abanye abantu have got bigger problems than me out there, and okwami can be manageable. I mean, like, because with let's say my period cramps, I got my medication. I sometimes put hot water bottles and take my medication. There's stuff that I can do to actually help me get through this week. I can drink my coffee. But what do homeless people do? What does a blind person do?
You want to feel clean like everybody else, you know what I mean?
Guys, we have come to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to like, comment, and do subscribe. Please get me to 1,000 subscribers by the end of December. I really hope that you enjoyed today's content, and I'm thinking that for the next video I am going to be doing an emergency starter kit for all the young ladies out there, so I can just basically share what I carry around in my bag with me to help me staying and looking fresh throughout my day, whether I have my period or not. And yeah, guys, I'm going to see you on my next video. Do take care of yourself, stay safe, be nice, be kind. Love you all. Bye.